We welcome you into episode number 17 of the No Stop Podcast. I'm Chris Duffy, joined by Joseph Reverso, Zarius Colson, and Daniel Catrone. And before we get into the big stuff, I would like to congratulate both Alex Ovechkin for surpassing Wayne Gretzky with 895 all-time goals in the NHL, and the UConn women's basketball team and Paige Becker, excuse me.
Bro.
What a blunder.
You know what? Pronunciations are kind of bad. Antetokounmpo, Antetokounmpo.
Wookers.
Okay, you know
Beaker
what?
horrible, Duffy.
It's called editing, so we'll edit it out. But congratulations to both the women's UConn basketball team and Alex Ovechkin, and you gotta offer your congratulations to the Yankees for such a strong start this year.
Sure.
They're trying to ban our bats. They're not as good as us.
Torpedo bats, torpedo bats.
Like,
They're called the Bronx Bombers for a
Immediately they
reason.
see us doing good, they have to figure out something's up. Like they don't do that for any other team but ours.
But you know what?
Crazy.
You know what's up though is that Trent Grisham and Ben Rice are having better seasons so far than Juan Soto.
Yeah, Trent
That is true.
Off.
That's what Soto gets.
And not just that, but Trent Grisham. What do you got? What are your guys' thoughts on how people are labeling the Soto trade as now the Grisham trade?
People just hate Soto.
Yeah,
It's
well deserved hate. I'm not gonna lie.
But I'm not even gonna lie. Trent Grisham was like a solid player before last year.
Yeah, he was.
He just couldn't. He could hit home runs. He just couldn't hit the ball.
He had a 2 home run game a few days ago.
Yeah.
He's off to a strong start, and he could be the DH until Stan comes back.
I mean, speaking of strong starts, the first game of the year we almost got a Clay Holmes resurgence when Devin Williams almost sold the game against the Brewers. But then the next game on Saturday, how about 3 straight home runs on 3 straight pitches when your former number 2 pitcher came back to the Bronx and Nestor Cortez.
And
Wells
doesn't get any better than that. I mean,
nasty Nestor.
They're called the Bronx Bombers for a reason. That's why they have the torpedo
because
bats.
he's trash.
What happens when you give up the homer to Freddie Freeman?
Yeah, exactly. And then you give up a home run to Paul Goldschmidt, to Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Judge on 3 straight pitches.
And Austin Wells.
Yeah, I mean,
Grisham's batting .455. Yeah, the highest on the team. He went 255
highest on the team. I don't think I realized that. Jeez.
Yeah, already.
Dude, everyone's performing well. Like we need that right now. Top of the AL East. We got to continue to ride this wave.
You know what team's surprising me?
Yeah.
Is how the heck are the San Francisco Giants 8-1?
Really?
They're 8-1. I was looking at standings
That's
just now,
unexpected.
and they're 8-1.
Helio Ramos is legit.
Yeah, dude, that division is like low key comp. Like
yeah, the NL West is definitely the best.
Dodgers, Padres, Giants.
They've been the best for a while.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, too bad the AL East only has the Yankees and the Guardians. I mean, and then
became the fastest team to 25 home runs.
Bad.
Well, if there's one player on the Giants that's underperforming, Willie Adams, I kind of need you to step it up for my fantasy team.
Adames, hey.
Adames, hey. That's my Duffy.
Hey, you know
that's
what?
my Duffy box.
You know what? We're truce. No, we're not even gonna edit it out. Those two can just become reals at this point.
Just base former Yankee. No, wait, never mind.
But the Yankees didn't just have a 1-game wonder where they hit 9 homers against the Brewers.
Exactly.
They've been consistent, and they did lose, but only by 1 run, and they almost had a miraculous comeback.
Yeah.
But came up short. Lost the series to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Who are currently 5-5, but definitely a strong start to the season. Definitely a lot of potential still.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is that Aaron Judge though, more homers than how many teams? I lost track. He has more home runs than a lot of teams.
I'm pretty sure the Pirates were one of them, right?
But most definitely the Rockies. But the Aaron Judge, man. I mean, I can't even get past that. And I think I saw a stat, I think it was yesterday or today, where he's the first player in MLB history to have 6 home runs and 17 RBIs in the first 7 games of a season. Like,
That's the
You
thing.
know what? I mean, I said after a 62 home run season, and now I'm going to say it again. First ballot Hall of Famer. He should be unanimous. He should be unanimous. I
Dude, he
mean,
just needs one of these.
Honestly,
how many records has he? How many records
Just
has he
needs a ring.
beaten? Like he just needs
he
a
just
ring at
needs.
this point. If he gets a ring
Definitely first
this
ballot,
year,
but I'm just saying
Mhm.
he needs a ring.
not
Dude,
saying that he's going to get a ring this year, but if he gets a ring at some point in his career, he could just retire.
exactly.
They
Like
gotta do it for Miller
he's
Gardner.
broken almost every record out there, dude. Like he just needs a ring, preferably on the
Yep.
Yankees, but
Yep.
he has nothing else to prove, honestly.
Yeah. The Yankees, obviously, we've talked about it a lot. This team is more well-rounded than last year.
For sure.
However, I feel like at some point they're going to break a little bit just because they haven't. Their ace is now Max Fried because Garrett Cole got Tommy John, and 6 out of the 8 guys on their injured list are pitchers. So they're going to have to rely on a lot of relievers every single game, the same ones, and they're going to get tired and they're going to be
True.
fatigued. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have 4 or 5 guys from the minor leagues pitching in meaningful games in September and October.
I mean, but if our offense is this good, do we really need it?
Uh, yes,
I think
because
we do,
our
yeah.
offense, the offense of the Yankees was pretty good last year, but and yet Clay Holmes blew 11
Well, it wasn't
saves.
this good.
Our fielding has to be good because a
Yeah,
lot of Clay Holmes' blown saves were due to
yeah,
error.
that is
And
true.
same
I
with like
mean,
Marcus Stroman pitching. Like
yeah,
the average Marcus Stroman game being like 4.5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. But
yeah,
like a lot of
Bro,
that come from errors.
like when was the last time our pitching rotation was this good, I feel like. But like guys are just hurt.
Been a
yeah.
while.
It's
So
been
I
a
read
it's like
while.
something that Garrett Cole may come back in September before the playoffs.
Where did you see that? Because
Oh,
there's no way. There's no
If
way. It's Tommy John surgery. That's
if
10 months
things go
out
right,
or something.
I
wait,
forgot when it
how
ended,
long
but
is
I
Keel out
did
for?
see something that said he can possibly return by the end of September
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
be back
saw
in time for the
something.
playoffs.
I think Clark Schmidt is actually maybe I may have seen it wrong, but some people are saying how he could come back in like mid-April or something,
Oh
like in a
no.
couple of weeks. And I saw something that Jonathan Loizaga is expected to be back by May or June, which will be a key arm in the bullpen for the Yankees. He's
Yeah.
been here for a while. He has the veteran leadership, whatever. You have it, but like again, like this team has a lot of potential. Trent Grisham, unsung hero. Hopefully he could just stay this hot because oh my goodness. Um, this came out of nowhere. I'm gonna be
So
honest. Like I thought he was gonna be like a sort of a rotational bench and starter, but now it's
sounds like
like
one
yeah,
season wonder.
now it's like does Jason Dominguez have a spot on this team anymore?
Yeah,
Because right now
that is the
Jason Dominguez
conversation.
has been kind of a dumpster fire, if I'll
it's
be
gonna
honest.
be high competition. It's
It
gonna be a
Yeah.
sure
battle.
is.
Jason Dominguez has been a little bit of a dumpster fire. I think he has the worst average on the team right now.
But I think if Trent Grisham does make his way to the lineup, he may have to play center and then move Cody to left.
I mean,
Yeah.
Grisham's an
Yep.
outstanding fielder, and we've seen it throughout
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing is that Joe, you were kind of hammering Boone for putting Peraza in and not Oswaldo
Oswaldo,
Cabrera.
yeah.
But at the same time,
Peraza has been doing well, but I
Boone
mean, Boone, I got mad because Boone benched Cabrera the day after
After his
Cabrera
big
literally went
game.
three
I
for
mean,
four.
it's also because I think the pitcher was lefty. You can't hit lefties.
Yeah, that could be.
But also like you gotta give Boone some credit. He's dealing with like 5 really great guys, and it's like, should I be putting them in the lineup? Should I like he has a lot of key decisions to make. Like, especially when Giancarlo Stanton gets back. What is the lineup gonna look like? Is it
Exactly.
like
Yeah, credits to all the players. I mean, the Yankees, like in 2022 and last year, like right when Stan got hurt, like they fell off and started
yep,
slumping. But with Stan being out, they're give credit to like Peraza,
yep,
Rice,
yep, yep,
Grisham, Cabrera,
yeah.
Dominguez sometimes
Yeah.
I mean
for
I think it's just a
filling in that
well-rounded
role.
effort. I think it's a well-rounded effort, and with the leadership of getting the guys like Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt, was really that was really
Yeah,
crucial
signing
for them.
Goldie, signing a veteran like him was key.
Yeah,
That was
yep.
a great signing. So moral of the story is just the bats have been on fire. We got to stay consistent. but the pitching, we have to stay healthy and we just have to keep playing well in the field and manage our lineup. The
Yeah.
bats have been going, but the pitching's the concern right now.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
injuries.
Hmm.
But we're in a good spot right now. I'm comfortable with where we're at.
Yeah.
About you guys.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just really the pitching. Guys just have to get healthy. The rotation continuously changes, but it's like guys are proving that they can stay consistent. You know, People thought Grisham would
Yeah.
be a one
Yeah.
game wonder, and look at him now. You know,
Yeah.
Obviously the Stanton injury, the LeMahieu injury, but LeMahieu's kind of a thing of the past. I feel like you got
Mhm.
guys stepping up, so it's like, listen, I feel like we're gonna be a force to reckon with now.
Yeah.
Like we have to go all the way this year.
Yep. I
Yeah.
mean,
We have
I,
more depth than we had last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and with Juan Soto
And
going,
Soto's
With
doing
Juan
yeah,
Soto
with
done,
Juan Soto going
same
to
war
the
as
what's
Ben
gonna
Queens.
lose?
Rice.
Yep.
Yeah. No, but I was gonna say with Juan Soto going to to Queens, the Mets, that has opened up new doors for everybody else. That's why Trent Grisham is as hot as he is. I think he is now what, 8 for his last 15 or something like that. 8 for his last 16. That's he's hitting 500 right now, or
Yeah.
just around 500. Like, this is a guy who was a bench player last year. Now it's like he could be an all-star. You never know. I mean, like a bench
Playing
all-star
like one right
player.
now.
He's
Sure
playing like an
is.
all-star right now.
455 average right now.
But you know what's gonna happen, and this happened last year. The Yankees got up to a hot start and then depleted.
It's
Yeah.
always during the summer.
It's always
So
during the
It's always
summer.
during the summer.
Let's hope that doesn't happen because this team could definitely get at least 100+ wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember
Like
that
last
one
year, and look what happened.
remember that one
They
random
fell
season
short.
where like the Rays started like 13-0
Oh yeah, what was that? Two years
2
ago?
years ago?
Jeez.
I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you talk about quickness to the start of a season, and and the Yankees, well, the Rays are now not great.
Yeah.
Because we also stole one of their pitchers, Yarborough, who is now going to be a great piece to the bullpen. But this Yankees team, man,
Fun to watch so far.
wait, watch out, Dodgers. The Yankees will be your kryptonite for the next 3 to 4 years. I'm
Mm.
going to say that right
Ooh.
now. I'm going
Don't
to say that
jinx it.
right
Don't
now.
jinx it.
Did I though? Did I though? Did I
And
though?
we
Yeah.
get and then we get smoked in the AL Championship by some other team.
Listen,
It-
The
it-
Guardians.
we're
The
better
Guardians.
we're better than the Rangers, so
we're better than the Guardians
yeah.
because I mean, big Christmas, but we're better than the Guardians.
God, not Big Christmas.
The Royals and the Orioles are too young. I mean, the Royals do have Salvador Perez, but they're just
Now
too
the Orioles
young.
are
The
experienced.
Orioles are
The Orioles are
inexperienced.
a great experience team.
I think we really have to look out for
But
the
I'm
Red
saying
Sox.
they're a little bit too young as opposed to the Yankees. Because the Yankees, you have a bunch of 30+-year-olds who are still trying to get rings.
It's really just I feel like the Tigers, they have
I
great
mean, yeah,
pitching.
the
But
Tigers are going to be difficult to beat. But let's talk about where some of our predictions went wrong in the Final Four.
Okay,
Some of
so
your
well, first
predictions.
we
who
had
Okay,
one
who wants to
okay,
state
start
to
off
make the
with this?
Final
Who wants to
Four.
start off with this? I feel like
It's not ours.
the person the
okay.
person who kind of went the worst with this one. I should start off first. Duffy, that's you.
So,
We didn't go
basically,
I wouldn't say he went the worst.
Wait, Duffy, you said Duffy was the worst?
Or
No,
no, it was probably Patron.
no,
It was
I'm not
either
even
it
gonna lie.
was
Declan was the worst.
yeah.
Yeah,
He had St.
yeah, but you
John's.
know what? Declan's not here, so we can't throw him under the bus.
True.
So,
I mean,
No,
True,
I'm not
but
actually,
gonna lie.
Joe had the second worst.
no, I think I had the worst because I had two teams to the Final Four and I had Auburn as my champion. Declan had Auburn, Duke, and Houston in the Final Four, which is correct. Um, Zarius and Catrone both had two teams correct, but they picked the matchup
Right.
correct. And Duffy had three teams in the Final Four as well. So I was
So
looking
Joe, was yours the worst? Because you had Yale and
Yale, you mean
oh
BYU?
my bad, Yale.
Yale was
Yale.
That's a real. But yeah, you had Auburn over Houston, and that didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah, I was the worst. I just wanted to take risks.
yeah. You know what? For my prediction for the Final Four, I went against my bracket. I don't know why. I just like had a
Why?
bad feeling. No, it's because I had a bad feeling that Duke would actually win.
I don't understand why you would go against your bracket if that's your bracket.
I know well, I mean, I had
Well, either
Michigan
you get your
State.
bracket right
Michigan
or the
State
no
was
stop
completely
podcast.
wrong, but I wanted Michigan State to go all the way to go
Well,
to the
actually, they
Final
made the
Four.
Elite Eight. They were
Yeah,
But
I
making
was
it.
I was with Duffy. I thought Michigan State was going
yeah,
to make it to the
I
Final Four
mean,
too, but
here's the thing. On my CBS Sports bracket, I did not have Duke in my Final Four because I thought they weren't going to be able to do anything because Cooper Flag got hurt, and I thought he wasn't going to be
yeah, I
100%.
said the same thing.
They proved me wrong, which is why I had Duke in my Final Four.
No,
And now, yeah,
yeah,
I
I
didn't
was,
expect
they
them to make the
got
Final Four at all.
owned last night by
They didn't get
by
owned, but
Houston.
I
like
really didn't
it
know
for
was
like
who
the
was
just
going to
it
final
come
was
out of
just
the
minute they
East
got
region.
owned.
it was just the worst choke job in history.
And
So,
people are blaming the refs. How's it the refs' fault?
Yeah, it's not the refs'
Exactly.
fault that Houston went on that run.
Yeah.
hey, is
We
it
got to give Duke credit though.
Yeah.
Like led by three
who
freshmen.
are we putting
Like
the blame on?
it's just like college basketball fans are so delusional when their team loses, they just instantly blame the
They
refs.
always
But do
blame
you
the
watch
ref,
the
Yeah.
game?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just
even if
instantly
it's just
look at the
one
box
call.
score, look at who shot more free throws, and then immediately it's the ref's fault.
Oh, speaking of free throws, and we're gonna go to the NBA here. The Lakers blew out the OKC Thunder.
Hey man, I mean,
Lakers are legit.
I I I
That's
think
just
it's something
unexpected
that
though. But
Yeah.
Thunder dropping two straight. How
Yep.
they done
yeah,
that?
And people are definitely going to complain because
You know why that
SGA
is?
shot zero free throws.
SGA
Yep. Exactly.
zero free
Yep.
throw
Yeah, now they're
attempts.
gonna
Zero
hate
free
Like,
on him.
throws.
it's not like free throws are a part of the game. So what
Yeah.
if he shoots like 21 or 22? Like I saw this video that was going over like the stats. He was like 142nd in free throw attempts or free throws
Dude,
made or something.
you know what I'd love
Like
to see?
it's
Yeah.
just
Like, especially after that performance from Shea, like I'd love to see. Like, I honestly hope that this clinches Jokic MVP because dude just had what was it 62 other night?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like
61-point triple double.
triple
I
exactly.
think I would have only predicted Shea to win MVP only if the Thunder won 70 games.
I
And
wouldn't have even predicted him to
they're
win
not going to.
if they won 70
Nah,
games.
if you win 70 games, you got to win MVP if you're the best on.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
guess, but
Exactly.
I'd love
No, not
Jokic to
That's
win.
really.
just how the NBA works. Even though
Yeah,
you
It
it's
is,
voter
but like
fatigue. It's voter fatigue.
like if we're talking about the MVP, you're not talking about the best player on the best team. You're talking about the most valuable player.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
Like
true.
mean, I
in
mean,
that
Jokic is
case,
valuable though. Jokic honestly is more valuable than SGA.
if Jokic was not on the if Jokic wasn't on the
Yeah.
Nuggets, the Nuggets would be a lottery team,
I
top
think
3 pick team.
I think people kind of overlook Shea's like valuableness because of the team
Yeah.
that he has around him.
And because he shoots a lot of free throws, they just
Bro,
think
Yeah,
he's a
Jokic
he
has a
flop
great
has
merchant.
supporting cast, but so does
he
SGA.
has
But, like
two
Jokic is averaging a
basic
triple
players.
double. Like Russell Westbrook averaged a triple double, and what happened? Won MVP. I mean,
Westbrook,
he could have honestly won like 4 straight MVPs because of averaging a triple double, but he wasn't on a great team. So I get your point there
Dude,
about how like if he
he
was
had
not on
Melo,
Jokic
if he
he had
wasn't on the
is
Melo
Nuggets,
and
then
Paul
he
George,
wouldn't
and he had Paul
be
George.
MVP.
Westbrook
But
just
he
couldn't
is.
lead a team.
dude,
That was his
Jokic
problem.
just dropped 23-3 in the first quarter against the Pacers right now. He's on track. He's on track for 80 points currently.
92.
Nah, 92. I was just gonna
92.
do the math.
Oh yeah, you're right.
My God.
Math's
Like
math's not my strong
I
suit.
remember I
Hey,
was watching the
it's
G
all
League.
right.
I saw Jacob Toppin score like 21 points in like the first quarter,
Yeah, I
and that's like the
mean,
most I've seen like in real
yeah.
life.
New
But
York
like,
Knicks
But the
legend
thing
Jacob
is, though,
Toppin.
another reason I think Jokic is going to win MVP, if you look in the past, like 2018, 2019, like 2018, it could have been LeBron, but it was Harden because he was the best player on the best team.
Yep.
2019, it could have been Harden, but it was Giannis because he was the best player on the best team. But now these past couple years, we're seeing Jokic solely because of his stats.
Yeah.
So, and if that's going to continue, if the MVP is going to be more of like a most outstanding and not most valuable, like most outstanding instead of best player on the best team, then it's got to go to Jokic
I mean,
without.
I
Yep.
literally made a list on what the MVP should be versus what they were. Like
Wait, who
You
are
want to bring
the
it
that
should
up?
be
You,
who
you, you
most.
want you want to bring that up? You want to bring up that
Sure,
list?
yeah. I'll just read. I don't have it on the device that I'm on right now, but I have it on my phone. I'll just read
Okay,
off
yeah,
of it.
that's fine. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I
curious
have
to
this
see what
all the
you
way
have.
down to 1977, but I guess I'll like cut it off at like
Just
2000.
do like 20.
I'll
Just do
just go
the next,
from.
the
I'll just
past
go to
10
Just
2000.
years.
I'll
just
just go to
go
2000.
honestly just start from like 2020.
I'll just
Okay,
go.
fair.
I'll just go from. I'll just go from 2024 to 2000.
All right.
Okay.
In 2024 and 2023, I have Jokic. 2022, I have Embiid. In 2021, I have Curry. 2020, I have Giannis. 2019, I have Harden. 2018, I have LeBron. 2017, I have Westbrook. 2016, I have Curry. 2015, I have LeBron. 2014, I have Durant. 2013, I have Melo. 2012, I have Durant. 2011, I have Derrick Rose. 2010 and 2009, I have LeBron. 2008, I have Kobe. 2007, I still have Dirk. 2006, I have LeBron. 2005, I have Dirk. 2004, I have Garnett. 2003 and 2002, I have Duncan. 2001, I have Iverson, and 2000, I have Shaq. Which basically, I'm not. That should be the most valuable player,
Yeah.
not the best player on the best team.
Yeah.
I
Like-
think
That's why you said
Like
Melo
a
in
prime example
2015.
is 2015. Curry averaged like 23 and 7
Yeah,
over
and
guys
the
who
reason
were
he won
averaging
it was
like
because the
29
Warriors
and
won
10.
67 games that year.
right.
And it's only because the Warriors won 67 games. Fans just like look at standings,
Yeah.
then they click on the best team, find out
Yeah, for
who's
sure.
the best
Yeah.
player.
Dude,
click
this
on
is
him
like
to register. Like
But the award's kind of changing now,
that's
and
not how.
Jokic is like single-handedly changing the meaning of the MVP
Yeah,
award.
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, it's like in 2K when the 2K Sims always have Luka Doncic averaging like 35-point triple doubles.
At least they're realistic. At least they have the MVP being the true best player in the league.
I mean, yeah, honestly,
That's a little bit of a hot
I
take. I'm not saying I don't.
I mean,
disagree
Luka's
with
not
that.
I'm not saying Luka's the best player in the league, but statistically, if he's averaging a 33-point triple double, he should win MVP.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think it just simply comes down to who's the best player in the league. That's just what I
Yeah.
think. No matter what record is, I feel like
Yeah.
it should just come down to who's the best player in the league. Like
Yeah.
if there's a guy on an 18-64 team averaging 35 a night, he should win MVP, no matter what his team's record is.
Yeah.
18-64. I'd
Listen,
say that's a stretch.
dude,
If you can't even if you're averaging 35, you can't even lead your team to pass like 20 wins. Then
Listen, if
like,
you're
that's
the
just-
best player in the NBA,
obviously I
then
should say that you should take the word into you should take valuable. Valuable means how valuable are you to a team? Are you going out there averaging 35 and only winning 18 games? You're not valuable. You're just the best player on that team. If your team is trash and you're the only guy that's averaging 35 and you're reeling your team into like an 8th, 7th, or 6th seed, that should get you a unanimous MVP in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because without you, your team would be a top 3 lottery pick.
Yeah.
yeah, I think you make a great case for the fans who don't get their votes counted towards the MVP race.
Should there be a new award like most outstanding and most MVP or MVP?
I think there should be an offensive player of the year in the NBA.
Yeah. If there's a defensive player of the year,
they implemented the clutch player of the year, so
I could see an offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
you could still have clutch as well as offensive.
Yeah. You could.
Yeah. And Katron, you're talking about how like you're saying how somebody has to be considered an MVP if they are on like a bad team and are able to will them into some playoff contention. Well, a guy who is set to possibly get drafted #1 overall this year, Cooper Flagg, I personally believe could be a generational bust. That's my hot take.
I agree. With
I agree that there's that 20. I'd say there's that 25% chance that he doesn't perform well in the NBA.
Yeah. But
And
not
he-
just
like
no, he can perform well. He's just gonna be on a terrible team for like
Right.
I
I
just
mean,
50% of his
feel
career.
like
70%
I feel
of
like his
career.
ceiling is going to be like Austin Reeves.
I mean,
That's an interesting comparison.
We were talking about this earlier. And
They
said,
move. I mean, I just think they move the same.
Yeah.
I just watch them both. They move the same way.
dude, I see him because like his style of play at Duke this year, I feel like is just bucket getter.
Yeah.
But whatever team he gets drafted to, I feel like the league is just going to shift him into a 3-and-D type of guy, and he's not going to thrive.
I feel like
I'm
either
playing
that or they're just gonna make everything about him. They're gonna put way too much spotlight on him. And
Yeah.
he's gonna
Yes.
fold under pressure.
I
Yeah,
could
exactly.
see I think his true ceiling is going to be someone like Jalen
That's
Brown.
that's
I
that's
can
the
see that.
sad part about the NBA. Most
Here's
of
the
the
thing.
rookies, like like Anthony Bennett folded under pressure because they
Yep.
viewed him as like this messiah
Yeah.
because he was the number 1 pick when originally he was supposed to be like number 9, and Noel was supposed to be the number 1 pick. I mean, even if you watch Anthony Bennett getting selected, you could see Nerlens Noel's reaction. He was just sad. He was like, "Bro, this bum really got drafted over me."
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Cooper Flag, though. Like, he's always been on a winning team. Like, Monford, always been on a winning team, surrounded by great guys, been the floor general, been the best guy on his team, basically. Duke, same thing. Surrounded by great
Yeah.
guys, best player on his team, successful team. But when he gets to the NBA,
It's just
playing with
different,
a lot of veterans, gonna be drafted to a losing team.
He's
How's
not
he
going to be
gonna,
the.
is he gonna be the floor general? Is he gonna lead his team in stats? And
Is
if
he?
not,
Yeah.
Is he going to be
how
the
is he
best player
gonna
on his bet on the best? Is he going to be the best player on the best team? No.
how is he gonna play under pressure if he's not
Yeah.
the floor general?
I
If you're the
mean,
best player on
I'm
the
gonna
best
compare him
team,
to
the
Jalen
whole
Johnson, though.
spotlight's around you.
Listen,
Now everyone thinks that since you were the best player on the best team, you could probably lead a
right.
garbage team.
You
to the
never
best.
you never want to see
And
someone.
once they figure out that you can't, there's just going to be a lot of hate.
You
He's
never
not gonna
want to
win
see
Rookie of
someone
the
be a
Year.
generational bust. But like, say he gets drafted to the Jazz, right? I agree with Joe. And his Jalen Johnson comparison. But like, say he gets drafted to the Jazz, right? Who's he gonna have alongside Walker Kessler and Louis Markkinen, right?
that's not even bad. That's
That's
actually
not
not
bad.
bad at all.
He-
That's
Okay,
like a top-
Sexton.
that's
not bad.
like a top
I like
5 back front court in the NBA.
That's not bad, but looking
White
at the
boys.
Jazz over the past couple years, besides Donovan Mitchell, the Jazz draft picks, and I'm speaking about one player specific, Cody Williams.
Oh,
Cody
Oh?
Williams might be the worst rookie in
oh my
last year's
God!
draft.
I've seen what
You mean
that
Paul
whole
Drew
Yeah.
Holiday?
terrible.
Cody
Bro,
Williams.
when I watched that reel, I genuinely thought that they were going to start bringing up Isaiah Collier
no,
because he had that like one game where
Dude,
he was terrible.
The
I had
Jets
to,
are
I
so
had to
Then he
see
had
it
the
for
game
myself.
time
I had to see it
three.
for myself because I didn't believe it at first. So I had to see it for myself, and then I just saw some clips, dude. Like I watched some of the games, some Utah Jazz games, and watched Cody Williams film. Dude, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the younger brother theory. I don't know. He's
Yeah,
kind of
maybe.
breaking that.
I mean, yeah.
This sounds clear, but
Possibly.
it does depend on what team Flag gets drafted on.
Yeah,
On if
exactly.
he's gonna be that
It-
floor general guy.
I mean, you know what
Oh,
also
I don't
matters?
expect him to do much in his
You know
rookie.
what?
I don't
Well,
think he's
you
gonna
know
win
what
Rookie of the
matters
Year.
for this draft? I'll stop slandering the Nets if somehow the mock draft predictions are right and Walter Clayton Jr. gets selected to the Nets. I'll stop hating them
Yeah.
because I'm a big fan of Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan
exactly. Former Iona College stud.
Yeah, Clayton.
So-
Flag's
So-
only
so
18, he's
coming
gonna
Clayton's
develop.
back home.
crazy.
Big
It's
fan
gonna
of
take
Warren
time.
Clayton.
And
So-
Clayton should be a first round pick. I mean, he
Yeah.
has the skills of an NBA player. And just because he's
I
a
agree with
junior
that.
or senior doesn't mean that should take away his
Yeah,
privilege to be a first round pick.
I mean,
I see
another
him
thing.
going like 15 to 25 in that range.
Yeah, I can see him falling out the lottery.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, another thing to keep in mind is how Cooper Flag could be the first white guy drafted and with the first overall pick since Andrea Bargnani.
Well, you also
And,
have to
let
take
him
that
marry.
into
Andrea
account. You also have to
Bargnani
take
Listen,
that
mixed
into
was
legend,
not
mixed
no.
legend.
Before that
Andre
was
Bargnani.
Andrew Bogut, then
Yep.
Andrea Bargnani.
And-
Like you see,
and-
what
and what
they
we're-
were both trash.
Thank you. What you know what I'm trying to say?
Bargnani, you can look at his stats and think, damn, he wasn't that bad. He
White
averaged
boys
21.
go number one in
Couldn't
the NBA
rebound.
draft are
Couldn't
gonna
finish
not
in the
be
paint.
that great.
All he could do was shoot. He was like a Klay Thompson at center. If you're a Klay Thompson at center, you're not going to be good. Andrew Bogut. I don't even have to go any further. He's ass.
Any further? Yep. I mean,
Props to him in Milwaukee. He was pretty good, but like
yeah.
he had enough value to be traded for Monte Ellis. But like,
Honestly, my main like hope, I feel like, is I hope this draft kind of gives us like that original draft feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
last
I'm-
year's draft did not.
Like last
year's draft was terrible.
Probably the
just
worst draft.
horrible.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
like,
But
oh my
like
God,
this year we know everyone because we
Right.
like
bro,
Exactly.
the
we
first
knew every high school senior from last year.
Reese just made me sit sink lower into my chair.
Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
Ricochet hasn't.
First
He's
pick,
been
come on.
doing all right. The
You need
He's
only
been
to pick
doing,
guy,
like-
American people.
Like,
I don't
obviously,
feel
he's
like
been
the draft.
proving us wrong, but like
Dude, the
it's
only
just
guy that's
not
been
like
performing.
it's not Wembanyama type surprising. It's
Yeah.
not
Exactly.
Banchero.
Like, there was no hype.
It's
There
not
was no
King.
hype in
No
that
hype at
draft
all.
class.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
It's
But now
not
there's
the
a fan.
Edwards, Zion. It's not Zion Williamson jaw dropping. It's just
Exactly.
And Joey, you know who's in this draft?
Who?
Boogie
Oh
Boogie
Flan.
God.
Flan.
Oh God.
I hope he gets drafted to the Nets, 26th or 27th. That could happen.
Yeah,
or the Knicks.
yeah. I was
What are the
working on
Knicks
a
Yeah,
mock
I don't
draft.
think
They
I
had
don't
the
think the
Nets
Knicks have
either
a pick this
drafting
draft.
Clayton or
Yeah,
Boogie.
they don't in the first round.
they don't?
Honestly,
Yeah,
Okay.
Knicks
I
have a
don't
pick
care.
this
I
round.
don't care who the Knicks get.
I'm
I don't
saying it
care who
right
the-
now. Rookie of the year is either going to be Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, or Trey Johnson.
Dude, I
can
don't
see
know.
Ace
Do the Knicks
Bailey.
even have a draft pick this year?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
can
know
see-
because they spent all the stuff on
They
Mikal
spent
Bridges.
everything on
Mikal.
Bridges.
Yeah, they traded away everything for Bridges.
I
I
can
still think we
see,
could have gotten him for lower, but I'm fine with the
Yeah,
product.
yeah.
I can
mean,
see Joe going back to Joe's point. I could see Ace Bailey getting drafted to the Wizards, and I could see him like thriving in DC.
Yeah.
I'm,
Even
well,
Dylan
yeah,
Harper,
I'm
too.
not even gonna lie. I'm looking at a mock draft right now. They have Clayton at 47. The NBA
Yeah, that's
has Clayton
crazy.
at
I'm not
They've got to
47.
change that.
I'm not surprised.
I'm,
That was probably
I'm tired of the hate, bro.
Let me ask you a question. So after the two games we saw yesterday, Duke Houston having a crazy ending, but Florida Auburn being neck and neck the whole game, what game was better?
definitely Houston Duke.
yeah.
Definitely Houston Duke.
Yep. Exactly.
Even if I'm a Florida fan and
Dude,
I was
whenever
watching
you
the game
have-
during the
whenever-
Minecraft
whenever-
movie
whenever
yesterday,
That game's
I
been
still
outstanding.
think that
The
Duke
Ooh.
and Florida was
the
better.
best
whenever there's a
play
game-
was the Elijah
Duke
Martin
and Houston.
poster
Oh my god, that boy.
on Tahad and Chad Baker Mazar, but
Yeah.
Duke Houston the comeback, it was pretty close throughout. Duke did take like a 14-point lead and then Houston came back. I like the atmosphere. I think Ian Eagle
Yeah.
did a good job commentating replacing
Oh, yeah,
Jim.
for
Bro,
sure.
what happened to Jim Nance, bro?
No clue.
I didn't feel any
I don't
aura.
know.
Yeah.
Iron Eagle is not even that bad of a commentator. I mean, he really isn't.
Well, yeah,
Auburn
but
didn't
it's not the
fall
same.
off.
It's
Yeah.
like
Maybe the
he's not
Auburn
Mike
was
Breen
better.
by any means, but it's like if
Alright.
Mike Breen were to do college games, that would be great. But Iron
Yeah.
Eagle is not
Alright.
too far off.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go a little bit off topic, but I
Alright,
was
no
just
problem.
scrolling. The Knicks have the 54th pick.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna get a generational.
All
I'm not
right,
gonna
let's
get
see who are the.
anyone.
Let's
Ooh,
go.
wait a
Muhammad
minute.
Faye is projected to be drafted as center
You might
out
not
of
even see
I am looking at Tankathon
I've
right
Senga-
now,
Senegal.
and the Knicks. I'm looking at Tankathon right now, and they have them having the 51st pick, but with like the Grizzlies sort of there as well.
Man,
And they
maybe
have,
Boogie Flan
and they have the Knicks.
drops to 30,
Uh,
30 picks down. and
Tankathon
we
I
get
think
has the
Boogie goes to a
Knicks.
good team.
Or Tankathon,
maybe this
Tankathon
is
has him to the
right. If
Clippers, 30th.
Walter Clayton
Yeah.
goes to the Knicks.
Tankathon has Sion James coming to the Knicks with the 51st.
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're never
Young
gonna
James couldn't
unless we somehow
But I don't blame him.
somehow trade for like a lottery pick. We're never gonna be
Dude, one player
never gonna have a good rookie.
one player that I honestly have high stock in this draft is Casper's. Like, I'm not gonna pronounce his last name.
Yakachionis.
I am not. Thank you, Duffy. But
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
after watching him
Yep.
in the tournament this year, I have high stock on this kid.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
dude, he's a tall guard. We know
Yeah,
we
he's
know
a-
we
he's a
know how
point
tall
guard,
guards fare in
yeah.
the
He
NBA.
could be
he's
a
a
good role
6'6"
player.
point guard. Too bad he's not 6'7", but he's a 6'6" point guard.
Bro.
Duffy, stop.
Herman.
Yeah, but I feel
Shut
like
up.
what we need to really talk about is the NFL draft.
That's for another time.
That's for another
Yeah,
time.
we only
bud.
got 4 minutes left.
We
You
got,
We got
yeah.
4
guys
minutes.
want to do
Yeah, but,
predictions
like,
for tomorrow?
Yeah,
I feel like we should
gotta
definitely
go to
make some
predictions.
Also,
predictions.
Common Malawatch had like no rebounds yesterday. He like didn't really come up big.
And you know what? He's projected to go number 6 according to Tankathon to
Yeah,
I saw
to
that.
the
Yeah.
Nets, which wouldn't be bad. I mean, Claxton and Malawatch.
But Con Canuple's is also a stud.
Dude,
He has a
I
good
see him
build.
being. Dude, I hope
He's
I hope he's
6'7".
not. I think he's gonna be another like Reed Shepard.
I think he'll
Yeah.
be like Don Connect.
Reed Shepard.
Reed Shepard's not good, bro. But
Reed Shepard,
he's on a
he was
good team
hurt.
though.
He was
He doesn't
hurt.
really have an opportunity.
Like
Yeah.
Kevin
Bro,
Hurt.
we're gonna look back and
Kevin
think
Hurt
about
is
like
bad.
what were the
But
Rockets do,
You know who?
even
Khan,
if they're good now. Like it's just
What, Chris?
Khan is projected to go number 8 to the Spurs.
Yeah.
And then not just that, but 15th, Liam McNeely going to the Spurs, possibly.
I think 8. I think
That's two really good guys.
I'm reading this. The Nets are
With
projected to get
William
Derek
Young.
Queen.
Derek Queen. Yeah.
I'm saying it right now. Houston 73, Florida 72.
70 Houston. I got
Florida's still going to score
Listen.
over 70, and Walter Clayton's still going to have a good game. But Houston, with their defense and experience, they're a very resilient team.
Well, I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Kachon, are we sticking to our guns here?
it'll be
For what?
the best
Florida over
SEC
Houston?
team.
Yep,
is
I'm
the best
sticking
defense.
it.
Listen,
I said
think
it was going to be 60-64 Florida, but
I've also been riding high on Milos Uzan, who's been absolute sharpshooter.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Walter Clayton legacy game.
Yep.
30
yep,
It
points.
won't be like a crazy comeback.
Walter Clayton's going to have his one shining moment.
It's gonna be a game of runs. It's gonna be a game of runs.
exactly.
Like Houston's gonna hit their
Exactly.
threes. Florida's gonna go on their runs.
Yeah.
But what Houston's been known to do, just like the Cavs, come back down.
But Houston's
back
bigs
from
are gonna
that
come up big as
late
well.
in the game.
Yep.
Just have that insane run late in the game.
Alex
Come
Condon
back
didn't really
and,
do
win by
much against
10.
Janai Broom. So against Jawan Roberts, he's gonna struggle too.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come down to Walter Clayton and Elijah Martin. But I think Houston's gonna outshoot them.
Ooh, okay. So for me, and I'm just gonna keep this short and sweet as we're sort of running out of time here. I agree. It's gonna be a game of runs, and it's gonna be probably a 1-score game, maybe a 2-point game. And I have to say, Walter Clayton Jr. buzzer beating 3 to win the game. 72.
That's unrealistic.
That's
72-69.
I mean, anything could happen, but that's crazy.
Anything could happen in March. Anything can happen in March.
So, it's April. It's April.
That is never going to be.
I know it's April, Duffy, but
April
Walter Clayton game winner.
Insane.
Walter Clayton game winner is the epitome of March Madness.
I would say,
okay, maybe not a game
Walter
winner.
Clayton,
It's
though,
possible, but
having
maybe
like
not,
one of the
maybe not a
greatest runs
buzzer
we've seen.
beater, but he's gonna have the game-winning bucket.
For sure.
Like
I'd
under
say like
3
game-winning
seconds to
bucket with
go.
like 30
It's gonna be,
seconds left.
you know what I'm gonna
Gives me
say?
Carson Edwards vibes.
It's gonna be a similar ending to the game last night. It's gonna be
I'd
a
say
similar ending to the game
Walter
last
Clayton's
night.
gonna have like the game-winning bucket with like 30 seconds left.
No,
It's
imagine
gonna
that.
be
It could
a
honestly
similar
be like
ending
the
to the game last
2022
night.
championship, like where
Walter
Kansas came back.
Clayton's gonna have his
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs moment.
All right, yeah. Well, anyways, that's going to do it here from the No Stop podcast. We will see you next time, which is when we will be discussing some Knicks and Giants stuff, as Knicks playoff basketball is right around the corner and Giants draft season is right around the corner. We will see you then.
Go Florida.
Peace.